go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. Through the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, on the highway, and in the driveway. Isn't that strange? Cause I'm trying through the climb, I ain't like pain. You never hit the bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta hit the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient is belief. We'll see with the negativity, but I just gotta right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never ran city, no man, I still go. Go, 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 you got a mind, but even that can change. You can flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past, start a plan, and you find a door. Open it up, and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go,
case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph, and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. Now there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
Yo, what's happening with it, man? What's happening with it? What's that noise? Anyway, is the volume good? What's happening with it? Felt like it's been a minute since I went live. I just been busy. I know I'm always saying that, man, but literally with work and stuff, I am busy, man, just the schedule that I work. So it's been a minute since we did a live, cranking it up today. I got some stuff I want to talk about, man. There was something posted by TBI, a little interview type thing. One of the main ladies, one of the spokesman ladies that's been involved in the Summer Wells case. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I want to play it. Kind of going off the last stuff that I was talking about in the last live. You know, these green team people, these morons, the volume good? Any volume complaints? These green team people have been very quiet. It seems like after this anti-slap lawsuit, they got really quiet. I have been kind of like in and out of the community here on YouTube the last week. I've just been paying attention to something completely different. One of my own conspiracies. And I've just been out of the loop, if you will. Sometimes that's healthy, I guess, to take yourself out of it, right? But I have not seen too much shit going on, right? There's a lot of shenanigans, but these people have really been like really quiet. You know, on Twitter, everything. It's weird. I think with like the exception of maybe like a, you know, a BHB Griffney, but even like still, they watch kind of what there's. It's kind of weird, man, isn't it? It's kind of weird. Volume is great. Thank you. Yes, I can hear. Sweet. And then the Diddy trial, if we have time, I want to talk about it. Somebody did a video I saw yesterday, and they were kind of breaking down how they think that the prosecution is like throwing the case, which is interesting because like the shit's been going on for over a week or whatever now. And all they've really proved is the dude is like a freak, right? He's porks his freaking somebody that he was actually dating, and they're on the stand saying that they love each other, that they did at least. It's just like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty wild that this guy might skate. You know, they offered that guy 165 months. What is that? 10 years is 120 months. So another 5 years. 60, right? 12, 24, 36. Yeah, that's 60. Yeah, that's 15 years. See, they offered him like about, yeah, who the hell would take that? I'm not. Could you imagine? Sign your name here for the 15. Yeah, suck it. You have to take the trial, you know what I mean? But it's just crazy as hell, man. We'll get there in a minute. My weird dar and sus dar need But yeah, I wanted just to go over some stuff, show you some stuff I saw on the Twitter streets. And we'll get into it, man. Smash that like. Candace is in the house. What's up, mama? Congrats to you and Don, you know, for beating a system that nobody beats. You know, I'm surprised that you don't have every YouTuber in true crime licking your asshole or saying, hey, man, I'm sorry for being a judgmental piece of shit. You know, this and that, you know what I mean? Instead, when I tell people the monumental kind of win that you guys got with CPS, you know what people say is immediately, are they gonna get their kids back? As if like the people who have the kids can just hand them right over. Like that's not a legal battle in itself. It's crazy. People on YouTube, they are like, it's not even like having a bias. It's like it's an unbreakable bias. Like it's an unbreakable bias. You could like throw truth right in front of their face, and they'll still figure out a way to try to be like mean, negative, or just a dick in general. And I'll never figure that out, man. I'll never figure it out. But that's what it is, man. Welcome to YouTube True Crime. Well, thanks for being a great friend to the Wells family. Congratulations on Candace. Man, just being real. They are real people themselves. You know, it's not hard to be a good friend to them because they do it back. And they're good people, man. They're just like you and me. You know what I'm saying? But they have a big they're just going through stuff that me and you probably and thankfully would never have to go through in our entire lives. And it's even weird for me to sit here and talk about them when I know she's in my chat. It's weird. I feel like I'm talking like third person. I feel like I'm going like full on Smiley right now. That lady will say like, Smiley does this and Smiley does that. It's so weird. It's so weird. Smiley definitely does not have to do her eyebrows. But so if you guys remember, I was very adamant about, you know, destroying a lot of these tragedy pimps who used to relentlessly go after Don and Candace in the case. And I absolutely am proud of all those moments. We've had years of laughs behind it. And I regret nothing and will apologize for nothing. But I would also report to you guys anything that law enforcement, facts of the case and stuff happened. And although nothing like dramatic or big happened, the lady, damn it, what is her name? Somebody in chat will know her name. The lady who I've talked about this on lives many times, the lady who said, listen, we need credible information. We don't need the shenanigan tips from YouTube. We don't need the conspiracy theories from Facebook. We need credible information. The lady who said, actually, the stuff that people send from YouTube and Facebook is hurting the case. Please, credible information only. That lady, the blonde hair, tall lady, TBI spokesman, forget her name. I don't know if she's got a channel or not, but this week, this come out. I think this might be her channel. That I don't know for sure, but we'll figure it out together here in a second. As I play this. So where I got this from was on Facebook. I follow and have always followed Find Summer Wells, which is ran by Tim Mullins, which is comical because the conspiracies of Tim Mullins as a media person with the Summer Wells case, I remember all the tragedy pimps who would say how that is weird, how it's weird that Tim is a media person, how it's weird. Now, here's the thing. The contradiction is all these assholes, all these tragedy pimps said that about Tim. But now when Sebastian went missing, Tony Mathis comes into the picture, and that guy literally speaks for Seth. He finishes the sentences. You cannot find an interview out there of Don or Candace where Tim Mullins is speaking for them. So they ate their own shit within that themselves, right? But this is that's horrible. That's very small. Let me do you guys a solid right now. It's good that I saw that. That should be better right there, huh? Is that a little bit better? That's a little bit better. Hells yeah. So this is posted on the group. Why did I do that? Hold on, stick with me. And here is a video of this. Her name is Leslie Earhart. Leslie Earhart. You will remember her if you don't, or if you follow me. So this channel is called, let's figure this out together. Okay, it's called Times News Online. And the video is called
Welcome to Word on the Street. My name's Holly Byers. I'm the managing editor of the Times News, filling in for Rob Walters
this week. Video on the Times.
So this week we've got a special guest with us from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. It's Leslie Earhart. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we'll just get right into it. So first, if anyone is not familiar with the TBI or what you all do, could you just kind of give an overview of what is the TBI?
I'll drop the link. I'll put it in the description for anybody watching.
We are the state's lead criminal investigative agency. So we're statewide. We're a state agency. We work in every county across the state of Tennessee. We're broken up into 4 regions: Upper East.
So real fast, I don't want to keep pausing it and being that dude, but she's speaking about the TBI. She's speaking about the state of Tennessee. So this applies to a lot of cases, or which ones you follow here. Okay, so let's keep that in mind.
East, Middle, and West, and I'm assigned to the Upper East region, which consists of 21 counties.
Okay. So when was the TBI established?
It was established in 1951, but an interesting history lesson, actually it was formed because of a case right out of East Tennessee. In Greene County in 1949, there was a homicide, and a journalist from the Greenville Sun noticed how the case was being handled, and he saw the need for an agency similar to
Running Bears. That is so true.
To be established to assist local agencies
in the house
investigating violent crimes. So to make a long story short, he went to the governor and state lawmakers, pitched the idea, and then in 1951, the TBI was formed.
So do you
had almost 700 open cases. The drug division had over 750 open cases. So well over 1,000 cases each year. And what we do is we work our own cases, and we also assist local agencies in investigating a variety of crimes.
Okay. And how many people work for the TBI?
We have currently over 700 employees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're stationed.
I think that residents know that, but we do our best to be as transparent as possible and to provide basic details on all of our investigations. We release what we can.
Let me go
When
back
someone's
to,
arrested, you can find news
here.
releases on
18-minute video.
TBINation.com. There's
The
really no way
history
to
of
explain
TBI,
it.
this and that, blah, blah, blah. Some cases that you probably never had, maybe people in Tennessee know about, but I'm going to go to about right here and pick up.
Especially if hours and hours and even years of hard work has gone into a case. Also, along those same lines, when a case remains unsolved, like for instance the Summer Wells case,
Oh,
that's
wrong.
extremely hard because there's really no way to explain, especially if hours and hours and
Went too
resolve
far.
themselves.
100%.
Yeah, and kind of going off of that, what's the feeling like when a long-term case sort of
We just try to be there for each other.
those things?
Well, each individual handles DNA. It's changing the game in certain situations. Now, it's not a magic wand. You're still going to have
All right,
complex
so
crime scenes.
my bad, guys. I'm gonna stop it from here. I don't know who remembers her from the Summer Wells case. I happen to think when it comes to Summer Wells, this lady always is on the mic, always is talking about Summer. You know, she is the spokesman, so maybe it's just like coming off like that. But I don't know. I get the feeling like Miss Leslie has like a little spot in her heart for Summer. I don't know. You just see. This is how I feel. Again, we're going years back, guys, but let me play it from here. My bad. I got a little brain frazzled there.
Where there is a need to send off a DNA sample to the crime lab to be analyzed. But rapid DNA, it's a game changer, especially when we're talking about disaster relief like we saw with the flooding last year.
For sure. Yeah. So obviously, kind of going off of that, obviously, investigators have a pretty tough job. They're dealing with death a lot of times, and heartbreak, and so how do they cope with things like that? For example, Megan Boswell, the flooding response, Sean Williams case.
Me too, Running
How do they
Bear.
cope
Me
with
too.
those
Absolutely.
things?
Well, each individual handles things differently. What I can tell you is that in the last few years, TBI has established a program called TBI Cares. And the whole point is to check on our employees and agents when they're investigating different type of situations that could be hard. We state just to check in on an agent when we know that he or she has been dealing with a complex case. There's no easy way to deal with a situation like the Evelyn Boswell case, for instance. It's hard. We just try to be there for each other. Let others know that we are here. I'm part of the peer support team, so I try to make a conscious effort to reach out to agents who I notice may be struggling. So we just try to work together to get through it the best that we can.
Yeah, and kind of going off of that, what's the feeling like when a long-term case sort of comes to fruition? What's that feeling like? I'm sure it's, satisfying, even if it takes, years for some of these cases, but kind of what's the feeling when those things sort of resolve themselves?
100%. It just feels like a huge weight has been lifted off your shoulders. There's really no way to explain, especially if hours and hours and even years of hard work has gone into a case. Also,
Really fast. If you weren't in my last live, my last live, I was telling you guys about the CPS stuff and all that, but I also said that there's a private investigator that you guys know very well. A lot of you support this person. Some of you may not. I had a conversation with them, and they were telling me that they had a conversation with an TBI agent in regards to something completely separate than Summer, but it was in Tennessee. Okay. And I don't know exactly what the conversation was, but wrap up was there was agents were following up on a lead in Tennessee in regards specifically to the Summer Wells case. So, and this is somebody, if I was to drop the name, a lot of you do support this person. It's common sense to put together who I'm talking about, because you guys know who I'm friends and who I'm friends with. But I didn't even tell Don and Candace. I told Don that, which I'm sure he told Candace, but not for like at least 2 weeks after I was told it. I don't want to give false hope. And here's the thing I do want to say. And this is just like conspiracy from this point on. Right now. There's a creator I watch from time to time. Her name is Blame Katie. She consistently covers Ernie's show, and I roast that guy too. But this guy was like saying some weird shit. I don't really trust anything he says, at all, right? At all. But he was like saying some weird shit about this case in particular, right? And like really weird shit. And she did a really good live about it, pointing it out. And she was like explaining what he was doing, what he was saying. And apparently he was questioned. Now, again, I don't believe anything that comes out of that dude's mouth. Okay? Anything, right? He's a complete fuckboy in my book, right? But apparently, like there was, I don't know if the conversation I had with the PI was those agents going there to talk to him, because I have heard that and it was like literally sequenced. The time frame would be like the exact pinpointed time, right? But it could be totally separate. It could be a whole different thing. I don't know. But I just wanted to say that in case you did not hear from my last live. And what he was saying was like, he was being really weird. I can't even explain it. Basically, like saying what he was like, what I did in Summer's case, and like all these like weird like sly hints, and like, again, I don't believe anything that comes out of that idiot's mouth, but it just the sequence of everything, it could have been that. Again, I don't know. Hopefully it wasn't that, right? Hopefully this was a lead that had nothing to do with YouTube, a real lead, right? Some real concrete, things, right? We don't know what they're doing behind the doors. We don't know, but I wanted to catch people up on that.
Along those same lines, when a case remains unsolved, like for instance, the Summer Wells case, that's extremely hard because there's nothing that we want more than to solve a case, especially involving a child. And it's hard not having the answers, or being close to maybe discovering something and just knowing that we just need a little bit more information to resolve a certain situation. So there's nothing better than seeing a case solved and seeing justice served. But at the same time, it's also extremely hard for those cases where we haven't seen justice served yet.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned Summer Wells, so I did want to ask any updates on that case from your perspective or from a TBI standpoint, or...
Well, I'm glad you asked. It is still an open and active investigation. I think most people think that the case has gone cold, but that's not true. We still have agents working on it constantly. We follow up on any new information that comes in. I can say that we've been following up on information that we've received in the last few months. So it is very much an active investigation, and we will not give up.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear.
I believe it.
And speaking of tips and things that you all get to help with your cases, how can
I believe her, and I think she's being truthful. I do think that they're working on it. I do. I believe her. Candace, if you call Noelle could like fully like fill you in without the all the way unedited fill in. So yeah, we can do that after this 100%. Blaming parents and exploitation of children needs to be illegal. Absolutely. So much better than Jennifer Coffey. Absolutely. Hey there. What's up, Ellen? So yeah, so that's about it. I think she said something else at the end here.
Tips and feedback to you all.
Anyone that has information, they can call, of course, the TBI fine number. You see that everywhere. It's 1-800-TBI. And in order to become a TBI agent, that truly does help. But if anybody has questions, we're always open to answer questions about employment, about the minimum call. It can just swoop in and take over an investigation. We kind of touched on that. That's not the case. Take over the case. So that's one big misconception. I think another misconception is that we can release information that we don't. Again, it goes back to TBI case files are complex. The information as difficult sometimes to, I guess, shake it off and just try to go about your daily life when you dealt with a particularly heinous type case or a situation, as I previously mentioned, where a child has gone missing. Excited about that. We just released information
maybe it was in the beginning. I don't know. She said this case is like kind of dear to her heart. You can kind of tell. Did I drop this in? Let me drop this link for you guys if you want to watch the entire thing. It's like 18 minutes long. It's not all about Summer, but it's like the history of the TBI, this and that. But let's go back over here to Twitter real fast. Got some stuff to show you. So you have, again, I caught that from Tim's page. Here is some stuff. I should drop his link if you guys aren't following that too. Let me drop his link. Let's do that. Tim's link. So this will bring you to this post that I'm showing on the screen, but the post is within the group. So if you're not following it, you can just absolutely jump on this thing here. What's going on here? Why can't I see the thing? I gotta do this. All right. So what's this? I have this to show you too. What's this? Okay. Before we get to the jokes and stuff like that. Oh, here we go. Tim's always posting stuff, y'all. He's always posting stuff. But so all this came off. Find Summer Wells. All right, so let's go back here. Let me do this. All right. Green team, quiet, weird. It's been very quiet. A couple things to show you though. So we have you've had to have seen this by now. If you haven't, this is fucking comical. This is comical. But I believe this is why these people are radio silent. Radio silent. Let me put this in the chat for your viewing pleasure to have a look-see. Here's a good headline. So last video I made was on BHB of the Sebastian stuff. Before that was barbecue and the media covering the failed anti-slap. Okay, you have headlines like this coming out. Dog the Bounty Hunter searching after YouTubers beat lawsuit. Television personality Dog the Bounty Hunter has appealed what is thought to be the first successful free speech defense offered by Pennsylvania law. Let's make it a little bit bigger, shall we? Dog Chapman and several others on May 12th filed their notice of appeal to the state Superior Court after Delaware County Judge Kelly Eckel in April protected two true crime YouTubers from their lawsuit. The anti-slap was passed in Pennsylvania in 24. Slap stands for blah, blah, blah. Dog and others sued Stephanie Joe Trude and Jessica Lynn Sen. Sorry to dox you, ladies. It's the damn article. In October with an 83-page complaint making racketeering and cyberbullying claims. The two defendants, who live in Pennsylvania, host true crime podcasts on YouTube and moderate online discussions. The complaint can be viewed here. One of the subjects in the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who was missing in last February in Hendersonville, is his father. Seth is one of the plaintiff's claims content creators have a goal of, quote, destroying the lives of anyone who dares to search for answers or help locate the missing teenager, end quote, who still hasn't been found. Trude, or Barbecue, is accused of interfering with the investigation and using GoFundMe campaigns to deceive the public. That doesn't even make sense. What did she interfere? And how does anybody's GoFundMe deceive anything? It's your personal choice if you want to give somebody money or not. It's your money. Anyhow, Barbecue uses social media to twist Seth Rogers' words during interviews to make him seem insincere, the suit says. There are plenty of other accusations, like the two have labeled Seth Rogers a pedophile in lengthy complaint. Judge Eckel rejected all of them when she granted the anti-slap motion filed by Barbecue, who goes by Barbecue, and started fundraising for legal fees and sang. When considering whether the lawsuit was brought with intention of silencing protected speech, Eckel looked at one key exchange between the parties. Plaintiff Tony Mathis is the spokesman for Seth Rogers. The spokesman. He texted Barbecue in June 24, quote, LOL, I'm actually going to file a civil suit against you to make you pay to defend it. I don't even care if I win, end quote. The court concludes that the defendants' YouTube podcasts fall well within the freedom of speech in the First Amendment. Moreover, defendants' speech on their YouTube podcasts can be fairly considered as relating to a matter of concern to the community. The plaintiff's response of the anti-SLAPP motion was animatic, she added. Surprisingly, given the length and the complaint's wild allegations and its 47 supposed counts, the responses to the anti-SLAPP motions contain no reference whatsoever to any allegations and no analysis of those allegations established. And the behemoth complaint was so cumbersome that it prevented the defendants from knowing exactly what was being alleged, Eckel wrote. And it referenced more than 50 exhibits that weren't even attached when it was filed. Dirt. The repeated references to criminal conduct, criminal liability, and the alleged involvement of former Attorney General of Commonwealth, Pennsylvania suggest that it was the intent of at least some of the scriveners to scare the defendants into believing that there could be or might be criminal charges. Blah, 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 without a doubt. You got to love it. You have to love it. As bad as that, like, absolutely kind of like smutted barbecue lady and granny, I've never seen proof of either one of them calling Seth a pedophile. Whatever. As bad as it was, like, poorly written towards them, it absolutely destroys the green team. And we have not seen nothing from these people, y'all. We have not seen anything from these people. And what a great example we were just talking about. Summerwell's case, these assholes, the same ones that go live every night, they would sit there and tell everybody how weird it is that Tim Mullins is the media manager. How weird it is, have they never heard of this before, they've never seen this before. And the irony is they called him a pedophile. Still do to this day. He served our country. He served the military. He has zero criminal history, zero frauds, zero scams. He might not be your cup of tea. You might not like him, but you can't just make shit up. They do it to this day. However, look at this thing with Tony. It's and you can't deny that if you're somebody in the bushes or who doesn't like this channel or really supports them, you can't deny that shit. You sat there and listened to those idiots say those things about Tim and suck his ass and suck Tony's ass in this case. You can't make that shit make sense, people. You cannot make that shit make sense. And at the end of the day, you cannot produce one clip, not one link, nothing showing Tim Mullins speaking for Don and Candace. You can't. You cannot find Tim like on a media interview desperately, wanting to talk. You just can't. It's the complete opposite with this guy and his micro penis, TikTok Tony. It absolutely is. You can't make it make sense. Oh, I freeze the wrong thing here. So, other than this, though, you cannot. There's nothing. What's happening with like? Where are these people? Where are these green team people? Where's the rest of this shit that I sent myself here? Okay, I guess I didn't. Not a problem. We can just go on Twitter. So earlier this week, I posted this. It was kind of a shitty screenshot on my community wall. But this would be Nick the Hat and his Chomo defending lawyer, in my humble opinion. in my humble opinion, because we have reviewed some of the cases that the lawyer has taken out, and there's just listen, people, it's called repeat behavior. And this guy defends Chomo, 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 Cosby. Chomo, 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 Chomo. And we might as well throw Chomo for Cosby too. Just saying. And that's just my opinion. Well, actually, that's facts. Kind of. No, that's my opinion. Why I bring that guy up is on the screen. Look at this. Capturing. Do you guys remember this guy? He escaped out of Texas. This killer. It was huge. A couple of years ago, for some odd reason, we kept having people escape out of the prisons like every fucking month. There was somebody getting out, which is so wild. But this one guy, he was out there for a minute. Remember him? So this is done by At Night Pictures. Weird. But so I thought this was like new or something, like they just made this. So here's the thing. This has been out since I think it's last year. And so I was wrong on that. But I'll do you one better. Let's actually go to it, shall we? Let's go to it. So as I'm watching this, it just kind of makes
small thermal pieces that could identify as what we're looking for.
So let's go back to August 31st. Danilo.
Nick has the most unmanly voice I've ever heard in my life. Like, to say he sounds like a homosexual is like such an understatement. And the haircut. But let's have a listen.
Cavalcante, a convicted murderer, escapes from the Chester County prison and leads authorities and you guys on a 14-day manhunt in zigzags, but nevertheless a manhunt.
So you guys remember this. I'm sure you've seen clips of this or the clips of he was doing like Nick the Hat on X or some shit like that, right? One has been caught. What's this? Remember, Carol? We were covering all those inmates that were getting there are 7 inmates right now in New Orleans that were trying to capture that escaped there. Man, remember a couple years ago we were covering this stuff. It is a cesspool. You're absolutely right. It could be fun though. It could be absolutely fun. They thought 3. So yeah, this is, I wonder if like this shit, right? So this is actually on his channel. I'll drop this in the link, right? So I wonder if this is like, let's face it, right? Here's my thing. Let's talk about this for a second. Everybody keeps saying production. Everybody keeps saying movie, right? Can we agree on that? We've heard this, right? That's the running rumor. And let's be honest, they've been trying to do this with someone else's case for a very long time, right? Now, but this asshole wasn't really around in the Summerwell's case, at least our community, right? Here this goofball comes, right? Here this goofball comes in this case, right? And we're just like, wait a minute, who's this guy? Then we find out he's calling prostitutes on his neighbors and all this other shit. All this weird ass shit's going on with this guy, right? Here's my thing on this, right? Nick is like apparently apparently, I guess before the Cosby days and stuff, this guy had like an aspiring like journalist career. Like he was on the come up, right? He was on the come up, right? Now, I've never heard of the dude until this case, right? But this is just what I'm finding out. And then the whole Cosby stuff happens, which I think he wanted it to go bigger for him than it was. But then what happens is all credibility is shot. The racist emails and all that stuff happens, the prostitutes, all the weird shit. And then, of course, he doesn't say, like, he doesn't own it. It's everyone else's fault, this and that. So, like, he really, my view here, because you're on like the come up, your name is starting to like ring bells a little bit in your profession, right? And if you utilize social media the right way, like you could have really blown up, His credibility is shot. So here he is now with his boyfriend Hong, and they're like, look, what are we going to do now? You know, I know that you'll do anything that I want. So why don't we, right? Let's try to make these docuseries. You know what I mean? Let's try to make these movies. Here's an attempt at like something he tried to do, but all the, you know, this, what is this? Just like they're doing this with Sebastian's case now, like on a bigger picture. They're going to try to revamp it, make it better than how this came out. It's very possible. There's something along those lines is what's happening here, right? As I didn't even put all this together until I saw that post on X with capturing Cavalcante, whatever. But this is old shit right here. You've heard this right here.
Obviously, that was probably one of the biggest, I would say, one of the bigger manhunts that you've worked. Walk us through it. So that morning, did you get a phone call? Did you get an email? Walk us through your first day hearing about Danilo Cavalcante and the steps you took, the calls you made. How do you ensemble a team?
You cannot tell me he's not
get
gay.
that call.
Yeah, so we kind of got a team.
I mean, look, and again, I can care. If he's gay, who cares, right? Who cares? It doesn't change anything, right? I just wish he'd own it. But let me see what. So do you guys remember this? We'll fast forward on this.
Well, we had a team ready to go, as in all these things that we ever.
2 hours long. This thing is.
On the outside looking in, I mean, we were here, so it's different for Hong and I because we saw the hard work that was going into this. But if you're trying to tell somebody from New York or from California why it took so long to catch Danilo Cavalcante,
it's different for Hong and I. Did you guys hear that? Him
I'm
and Hong.
having my back to the woods. I keep like.
you feel safe now? Yeah, I know. That's why you keep looking back.
Yeah.
Tell me Hong's
No,
not the
it's
cameraman right
not
now.
Danilo.
It was one of the big things. Like we were always when we were next to the road,
There's only one.
with a tent, like would be under a tent, but we would never have our back to the woods ever, because, you know, it's kind of it. We just kind of put our back to the woods, or I'm sorry, put our back to the road, or put our sides to the road, and then kind of be looking over our shoulder. Yeah, no, there was many times where we were hearing things and.
Thanks, Daryl.
A lot of the questions are about the investigation. That's why I'm just looking at the phone and waiting for questions that are not part of the investigation, guys. We can't talk about that. Essentially, we talk.
Yeah, you can't tell me, guys. Look, like I mean, I've been joking about it in the past. I've went down their social medias and all that. There's no way that no one can. There's no way no one's not going to convince me that Nick and Hong are not fucking. There's no way that no one can convince me that they're not gay lovers. Like I'm 100% convinced on that. Like you're just not going to be able to get that out of my mind. Did I show you this picture? Have you seen this? People, have you seen this? Like I'm just saying, like, let's be real about the situation. I think it's been long enough, right? There's no way. I would like to know though, like, you know, who's pitching and who's catching in that scenario. It would be interesting, you know, but there's just no way that they're not gay at this point. I mean, come on, guys, seriously, it's not even like a debatable. It's not even allowed to be debatable. Where's the one on my Twitter that I always show? That one, the one very. I mean, if your gaydar does not go off on this, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Is this it? Here it is, right here, people. I mean, this is like. I mean, seriously, what is this? What is this? God damn it! Okay. Yeah, I mean, guys, what is seriously? Like, you're not telling me like it's just not. You're just not telling me anything other than like. I mean, come on. Seriously. Yeah, seriously. Nick can't move on from that. That's all he talks about, basically. But you guys agree with that? Like, I don't know if I'm wording this right? I'm not gonna ever like shit on someone's. I'm not a hater, right? From what I understand, the guy was like an up and coming journalist, right? Then the whole arrest happens, and he kind of fucked himself with that, right? So they got to get some momentum going. They got to get something going. So they try to put these little mini docs together or whatever, right? And I mean, that one that we just watched was a failure. 3,000 views. Like, it's not a bad amount of views for the size of Nick's channel or anything, but like if you want to make, if that's what his plan is, 3,000 views, it's not going to make you a lot of money if you're monetized. That's what I think the play is. I think that was like almost a practice run with that thing. Who's this bozo that he's even interviewing? Who's that guy? Does anybody even know? I appreciate you, She Felon. Yeah, and then they're trying to it's a practice thing here, right? And now they got Dog involved and all this, so they could put him in the thing this time. It could be looking way better, And they're eerily quiet, man. Let's take a look at Hong's Twitter now. If you guys can remember, man, for months at a time. Oh, that's comical. Oh, these are comical. Where did these come from? Oh, we have some stuff to show you guys. Holy shit. Thank you. Okay, we have pictures, guys. Look at this shit. Holy shit, guys. Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. What is this? Who did this? Who did this? Hold on, there's more. Who did this? Yeah, send them all on Twitter. Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. Holy shit, guys. These are my first time seeing these. Sorry about this. Let's have a look. See, we have pictures coming in, guys. We got pictures. Okay, this is the one I had here. X Anonymous. Admitting you have a problem, and it's the first step. One-liners for children to use on X. That's comical. Internet drama, crime scene, don't cross. Holy shit. All right. Where's this one at? Garbage Pail Kids. Phony investigator agency idiot. Mick the Rat. Comical. That one, though, that first one I played, what is this about? These are Betty. They did me. I'm a dickhead. Yeah, I need to see that one. Who made me? God damn it. I was skating by all that time. I wasn't a Garbage Pail Kid, but somebody made me.
No, I'm telling you, it's really good. Well, but you're thinking
That's not me.
FAFO, it has to be.
That's
That's what I thought too. But who else says FAFO? Fuck around and find out all the time. They turned you into a dickhead. It's got to be you.
No.
If it's not you, I'm going to be forever disappointed.
That's not me. That's what's his face?
Brian or who?
Elevated Truth calls his subs like roosters and stuff. I would imagine that's him.
Is he fuck around and find it out?
I don't know. Let's let the comments tell us.
Aw, man.
Yeah, Rooster Squad. That would be him.
Are you sure?
That's him, correct, guys?
Is that Matt? Please tell me it's Matt so I don't cry.
No, that's got to be Elevated Truth. That's the name of his, like, he calls his people, I'll say, like, the Shenanigan Squad. Yeah,
Right.
that's Truth, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's his thing. His Rooster Squad is what he says. Yeah, that's his thing.
Did you show the Betty ones? Oh, I'm sending them to Twitter.
The Betty ones? Yeah, let's see. Boring. What is this about? Oh, this is Justice for Nobody. Holy shit.
Look,
Holy shit.
these are Andra. What's his face? Here's. Hold on.
What's funny is, like, I used to collect these things as a kid.
So did I. I looked for them forever.
Funyun Dip Brit. They need to do Smiley.
They have a bunch of Britney.
Yeah, I've been yeah, it's true. Yeah. So this one though is comical right here. Look at this shit right here. This is funny.
I'm not. I'm disappointed. I swore that fuck around and find out, and then it was you.
And
they're beautiful, aren't they?
That's all right. Yeah, I like this one. Look at this. Who did this? Whoever did this deserves an award. Look at the height. Look at the height. So I completely forgot where I was going.
Oh wait, can I unsend
Oh, we were going to actually check. So, yeah. So look, man, let me show you how quiet it is on these Twitter streets. I was not really active on Twitter until this asshole came and started fucking with me. And holy shit, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been no challenge, but so, okay, there's a little bit of stick to your day job. Oh, wait, TikTok trailer trash is the job. He stays on, he does not like, I retweeted this. So look at it, look how dumb this is. This is what they do, people. Look, it says the U.S. Department of Justice, FBI investigation, Washington, D.C. He totally cropped this, right? He probably went to like Dan Bongino or Kash Patel's account, right? And they posted like whatever, Epstein file is going to come out soon, or, blah, 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 or migrant arrested, right? He probably went to their Twitter accounts, did a screenshot, then cropped just the fucking header, right? And then look, the post goes, and like that, it's on. Time to find out. Like nobody believes that, dude. Like, stop it. Just stop it right now. But look at this, people. It's dead. It's dead over here. It's dead.
Oh.
Another avocado. I mean, it's like, that's good. That's awesome. Send that one.
I sent it. I'm sending.
It's just weird. And I've been, and trust and believe, I saw that one. I've been firing shots like a motherfucker. And I've retweeted that. I've been firing shots. I know they hate it. They hate it whenever I am in SF's comments or whatever, because Hong is always making cartoons about it, or used to. People, they have been radio silent, man, is all I'm saying. What are you guys? What am I missing something? Now again, I've been away for about a week over here, but these guys have been radio silent. It's been rather a little bit weird. I'm gonna drop this link real fast if you want this weirdo's this is that Nick interview that I dropped in the chat. Let me so what do you guys think about this though? Quiet, right? Super quiet. Extremely, man. Yeah, but not only with him, just everybody. You have Andra saying some shit, but that picture 6 minutes behind. Betty, she's still saying she's always going to be Betty. Just haven't heard a lot from that side. I do know. I think I posted on my community wall. There was a sighting of Sebastian. I believe it has been debunked. I don't 100% know, but I believe that there was some talk that Seth was going to go to Virginia behind this sighting. I don't believe that ever happened. Just very strange, y'all, to see like the complete, like you're just not hearing or seeing too much. Now, this all has to be because of the anti-slap. They have to be nervous, man. All the people are fucked. Forgery and identity theft, part of what he was convicted of, Nick. Yeah. Yes, this is correct. It absolutely shut them up. It's like, it's comical in a sense that these people, right, tried to bully people, and they tried to do this fuck shit with a lawsuit, right? And they're 100% their intent was to shut and silence people, right? And the absolute outcome of this was they're forcing themselves to shut up. And it's comical. I said this a couple lives ago. When Hong was a little bit more active on the X a couple weeks ago, I would go over there and just say, he would tweet at me or do or whatever, and all I would say is, let's talk about the anti-slap, the failed RICO. He doesn't want to talk about that. He will ignore that like it's fucking. He ignores that, right? He does not. It's the you could just like shut him down just by saying that, right? So then I would not even wait to get tagged. I would just jump on one of his posts. Let's talk about the anti-slap. He doesn't want to talk about it at all. It's talk about feelers. Talk about feelings. He gets big mad, but they are quiet. They are very quiet. They're very quiet over there. Don't know how. Don't know why. Well, we do know why. We do know why. But all of them. And it's just very interesting. It's just very interesting. There's massive shenanigans going on behind the scenes. There's something getting worked on right now as we speak. There's going to be you're gonna hear it first, right? You're gonna hear it first from old white boy. Remember me telling you this, because I've called a lot of stuff. So here's what's gonna happen in about a week. There's gonna be a big fallout. There will be a massive green team fallout within a week, and I can promise you that. And I bet you it'll be somebody that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. People, it's gonna go down. So get ready for it. I'll be covering it all day. Wish I can cover it right now. I really want to. And I could, but I'm not. Yeah. Oh, get ready for it, people. Using government DOG logos now. Shelby Lynn, I believe he has multiple, protection orders against him. Thank you, Shelby. They lost the slap, plus they filed an appeal at the last minute. I know on Barbecue X, there was legal paperwork against them. I don't know what it's for. So I don't respect what they're doing to Delayed Barbecue. Going after her minor and shit like that. That's disgusting. It's fucked up.
It's never okay to go after a child.
SF posted on X that you cannot have a private intelligence agency and have multiple protection orders against you granted. Right? It just doesn't work like that, right? I don't know. I've never looked into it. Yeah, I guess so. I was going to get hung with one of those. Listen, people, I guess I could talk about it now. There was a time I was flirting with the idea. I was never semi-serious. I was flirting with the idea of doing something legal with them, because this guy Hong would be in my DMs like, I'll show you. Look, I'll show you. What the hell is it? Oh, you know what? Where's it at? Here it is. Okay, so okay, can you guys see this? Let's see. Can you see my DMs? Okay, cool. Please tell me BJ will be part of that downfall. Involved, but no, not specifically her. No more hints. I will get in trouble. I will promise you, you guys know I'm good for, listen, man, I promise you there's going to be a massive fallout in the green team, right? That is all I can say, but I promise it's coming. Anyway, Hong. So he's watching my live one day, right? He's watching my lives, and can I make this bigger? How do I do this? And this is what he says. Here's what our conversations, right? He goes, your mom a gorilla or what? Who raised you? Your mom's name is Harambe. What is that, babe? Harambe? By chance, is it? Act your age. So this is at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:48 a.m. He does.
Mom messed up?
Yeah. So I say,
nothing better to do than call mom Harambe at 4 in the morning.
So I say to him, so I'm in dark blue and he's in light blue. If you're reading this, if you're following up with this, right? So my mouse right here is me. I'm on the bottom.
You didn't tell me that. I will go to war for mom.
He was trying to. So I my response: why is an intelligence agency calling my mom a gorilla? Look, man, the threat of North Korea is serious. That country has weapons of mass destruction. Have you seen this man? And then I sent him the infamous meme that he cannot stand. Right? He called me racist behind this. This is when I responded to him that I actually identify as a 12-year-old girl, and I don't appreciate. I outwoked him, right? But anyway, so he says, I have to get you served, my man. So my meme hurt my meme, right? So let's just review this for a second. I don't even know who the fuck you are. You come into my DMs calling my mama gorilla. Okay, not a problem, right? So not a problem. Let's fucking play, dude. So I hit you with one little fucking North Korean meme, and you want to serve me? Okay, all right. Let's. So then he says, "What's the best address, Doe number 14?" And then he sends me a link. Find the right lawyer about your legal issue. And I say, no, I can't eat egg rolls because they give me the diarrhea. That's my response to him, right? And I don't understand. At this point, like, he's probably punching the air because he wants me to be, like, afraid so bad, right? Then he says, like, multiple texts back to back, right? I'm telling you what's happening. He's punching the air. He says, we got to talk, bro. You broke some wiretap laws and you're going in. What drugs are you smoking, bro? What the? You watch one of my wiretap laws. Okay, but wait, there's more. Watch how fast you're served wherever you are state-wise. We're coming, bro. See you Monday. You got to explain yourself to the judge. Enough's enough. Like, dude, you watched one of my lives and you are this ass hurt. So my response, I enjoy threats and I document everything. I mean everything. He says, yeah, good. I'm suing you, you idiot. Then he says, threats mean threats. That's not a threat. Shows how smart you are, bro. See you in court. I say, okay. Then he goes on to post half of the conversation. He shows me, look, this is what he posts. Can I click this? Yeah. So look, so he shows this part of the conversation and calls me racist, of course. And says, for the record, I didn't threaten this guy. Talking about false reports. He threatened to get me for threatening him over a lawsuit after he compared me to Kim Jong-un. So I call his mom Harambe. I say, your post makes absolutely no sense. Oh, bro, we're all good. You're in Florida. Easier to serve. We're near a lawyer not far from Cape Coral. Who could serve you and Noel? So then he posts my stuff. He basically doxed me real fast. Came back to let me know that he doxed me. Don't give a fuck, right? But I thought there was more to that though. Anyway, so I'm thinking about this, right? And I'm like, man. And then what happens is he puts me in this stupid ass like protection order, right? A million times that I hurt his feelings over here, that I called him fat over here. He had a small cock over here. All this, right? And then he says that for the love of Jesus Christ, I wish he would have fell through with this and just told the truth for once. Then he offered he wanted to slap me. And I said, let's do a legal boxing event and I will paint your ass. But so I'm like, you know what? I had a conversation with Noel. I'm like, Noel, can he threaten to sue me and then get this protection order and then say he wants to slap me? Like, what if we went after him, right? But if I had money like that, I would have absolutely done it, y'all. But I don't have a couple $1,000 laying around for a wish, right? But don't think that the thought did not cross my head, and we wanted to do it. I don't think Dog knows half of what's going on. He couldn't even report. Yes, that's absolutely right. Yep, I don't think so either. I also don't think the lawyer does. I mean, he has to know to some extent, but hey, yeah. What's up, Canvas and Crime? What's happening, Mama? Good to see you. Yeah, no, what's up? And I don't know. It's just crazy to see how quiet these guys are, y'all. I mean, even on the YouTube streets, everything. Has there any? Am I again? I have not been keeping up with this stuff for about a week, but from the Twitter streets, the YouTube streets, did I miss anything? Am I wrong on this, or are they still radio silent? I'm asking you guys. Hell yeah, campus and crime. Won't be too long. Won't be long now. We'll be at the next event. I don't see anything. So all DNA must be left on the thumbs up. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I don't see nothing in the chat. Yeah, silent. So okay, cool. All right, I was just seeing if I missed anything. Cool. So yeah, it is silent. It is silent. Well, it's comical, y'all. It's comical. That's absolutely. What is this? Fraud the bounty hunter. Fraud the bounty hunter. Fraud detector. 100% bogus. Oh, she sent me some more. Oh, they got the attorney. Sleazniak. That's comical. The general. Is that Seth with the badge on? Yeah, that's him. Is that a vibrator? A dick? What's up with the vibrator? Is that a dick? Yeah, it's a dick. Soy boy, blue gumball, Greg. I gotta make that clip. Have you guys seen Josh's tits? Now I'm in wifey's thing. Let me just show you Josh. Have you guys seen Josh's tits? Let me give you a quick look-see at Josh's tits real fast. Huh?
There's Sam Al who leads Summit at the church. There's T-Rev in the car.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you about that idiot too in a minute. T-Rev in the car. What, babe?
Driving the car. The garbage truck is. It's in Uber or DoorDash.
There it is right here. Wait, where is the? Did we not show the video? We didn't have the video. Oh, because his kids were in there.
No, even when he didn't take his shirt off.
That's right. TikTok Tony and his adopted kids. So, is he under investigation? I've heard that. You guys know that? Is he under investigation for moving his assets and shit? 100% running, I suppose. I don't know what he'd be under investigation for, though. I mean, I know you can't do that, but is it like investigation? So this idiot, I do want to show you this stuff. So this idiot that said that she wanted to, her fake cease and desist that she emailed me, right? So she has been grifting and she keeps saying, what? Oh, it's in the mail now? So this psychic that, the psycho sleuth, right? She keeps talking about, like, I don't even talk about this lady, right? And I don't even talk about this bitch, but she keeps on with this ridiculous like she's the victim type of stuff, right? I think it's right here. I'm just trying to get to this channel to show you some screenshots. And this should be it.
Not Brian.
Yeah.
God, that's why she says I'm wrong. She's got her own POI.
Okay. So here is what I want to show you guys. This is comical. All right. Psycho sleuth. So can you guys see this? Let me see if you can see this. How's that look? Well, fast. Okay, that's good. That's big enough. So the post says, this is the lady who sent me the cease and desist, the psychic, the nutcase psychic, right? I don't even talk about this lady. I've reviewed this ridiculous cease and desist. I'm not ceasing. I'm not desisting. Nothing. You can cease this cock, right? That's what you can do, right? I'm not gonna. You're not gonna shut me up. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna say what I want, and you're not gonna. And I'm not gonna apologize for it. And you're just gonna sit there, and you're not gonna like it. And that's kind of how life works. But she says, I think many people. She says this to her own subscribers. I think many people need to hear this message. When I stood up for myself against lies, I was not supported. I was told to ignore, block it, and don't give it energy. When you do that, you are in an internal war. A real healed version does stand up for themselves. And the people telling me what to do are not in the same war I'm fighting. For the first time, I felt my community did not have my back or did not truly understand what I'm going through. This was bigger than blocking, than ignoring. This is obsession on fire, trying to ruin the very thing I've spent 12 years building and creating. People who don't stand up for themselves let the dark win. I've stayed quiet because I don't like drama, but standing in your power is not drama, it's strength. And spiritually, it's not all love and light. It's power on fire. And again, it's beyond haters and skeptics. I could care less about them. It's personal betrayal and harassment. This is a TikTok link that I think people can learn from there, because some definitely don't take the time to listen to me about it. So maybe it comes from someone else. All right. So this is her yelling at her subscribers. Now, subscribers definitely didn't feel this post, the pushback. Here we go. Ghost Our Naturals Photos says, it is better just to say thank you rather than insult your followers with self-righteous rants against people who are simply showing you love and the intemperation of support. Ask yourself if it is important to always convince people you are right and they are wrong, especially when they are doing the best they know how to help you. You are your own worst enemy by being hostile to people and only accepting love and light that matches your expectation from followers. We cannot read your mind. Always keep that what you can use to silently throw away the rest. And yes, suggesting that you might want to do to keep friends and followers. Throw it away if you like. And then we have another one. Advice is easy to discard, but followers shouldn't be. I felt verbally abused and attacked over my words of kindness and concern for her mental health. She verbally berated me for not knowing her agenda and needs, leaving me sad and hurt by the sting of them. So again, I guess the motto of this live is karma, right? Karma, Lady Karma always wins, people. Whether it's the same tragedy pimps, Bullhorn Betty, Blue Gumballs, Smiley, Justice for Nobody. All of them. I'm leaving a lot out, right? Whether it's them doing 1,000 lives about how Tim Mullins is this horrendous media person, right? And then here comes TikTok Tony, or whether it is, I'm gonna sue the shit out of you to silence you, and now out of embarrassment, I'm quiet. But here you have a lady who is crying about me so much that now she starts attacking her own supporters, right? They're just like, get out of here, lady. It's comical. This is like the definition of Karen right here. This lady, and what lies? I read a article that was written about you, right? You pled guilty for having 80 animals in a house, right? You pled guilty to this. You can't make it go away. You to Ted Bundy and Ted, yes, the dead serial killer. You said that you talked to him, and you said you called them TED Talks, actually, which you stole from the educational formatted conversations that very influential people do on a different complete YouTube channel called TED Talks. But you incorporated that with your dead serial killer, and you said that Ted tells you where the deceased missing children are. This is all your own words. It's not lies. I mean, it is all lies, but it's all your own words. But you can't say it's lies because I'm reviewing it or I'm saying it. And you cannot send me a cease and desist because I am reviewing it. It's not going to work. If I ever did get a cease and desist for you, I would literally go live and burn it, wipe my ass with it, rip it up, or make a parody out of it. So, I mean, just saying. 80 animals. Yes, correct. Dog shit everywhere. Straight talker. It is so bad. It is so bad. She cannot handle any opinions that are different from hers and to be questioned at all. I've not liked her for a long time. She's like, I've never seen like the ego is insane with this one. Like she thinks like she is God. Like she thinks like she is literally God. Like what she says is law. It's not just like her opinion or her take on things. Like what she says is like law. It is like the law of the land, right? It is the law of man. Like and if she makes a post or you have to actually massage her ego so bad. And God forbid if you push back or have a different opinion about anything. Holy shit. Blocked, banned, and booted. Blocked, banned, and booted. I thought it was funny. Yelling at her own subs. All right, let's get rid of this. Whoa. We only been live for over an hour. I guess let's peek around Twitter a little bit longer. What do you guys want to look up? Who should we call? Should we call somebody? Should we call Dog? What should I call Dog for? Let's make a phone call. Let's do a live phone call. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since we did a live phone call. We'll leave the parole officers alone today. Should we call Dog? What should we call Dog about? Oh, you know what? Should we call Dog about? I have a great idea. Somebody give me the tip line. I want to actually call Dog and ask him about the anti-slap stuff. I want to ask him about like maybe his take on it. You know, I have a tip actually. I have a tip. I have a tip. Let's call Dog. I have a tip. I just thought of a tip. What's the tip line? We're calling Dog. Anybody know it? Another BHB. Who? No, the psycho lady. Nah. You do great parodies. I appreciate that. People seem to like the T-Rev one I did last time. Got a lot of good feedback off it. I need the number. I will call him right now. I'm waiting on the number. Chats. Come on, help me out. So where are the children? Tessie must be lying to her. Never could trust that guy. Yeah, let's call him. I'll call him right now. You are always good even when you're bad. I thought B. Tim, the legal expert, said they can't fight anti-slap 8 months ago when he said the case was dismissed in 20 days and the girls would own everything theirs. What? I've never heard him say he's a legal expert. His face kills me. No, I'm not calling them. What's the number, man? 1-800-DOG-HUNT. All right, let's do it. I do have a tip. 1-800-DOG-HUNT.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. We have a special promotion today for select callers. If you are over 50, please press 1 now. If not, press 2.
No, I must have did. I dialed the wrong thing. I had to. 1-800 DOGHUNT.
I think we got called.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. We have a special promotion today for select callers. If you are over 50, please press 1 now. If not, press 2.
It ain't it. Is it 866?
If you are over 50.
Is it 888? Maybe it's that. Is it 888? It's not 800. I know I spelled it right that time. I think it's 888. DOGHUNT. What was that article name?
You have dialed a toll-free number that is available for use in your area code. Please contact us through our website, brand800.com. That's brand800.com. Thank you.
833. Okay, all right. All right, here we go. TELLDOG. What's that articles that I had?
Thank you for calling the tip line. Please leave your number and I will return the call.
Dog, how you doing? It's Billy. I just wanted to give you a tip. I was reading an article and it said that you lost the anti-slap lawsuit. My tip is like, why are you hanging out with that lady with the pancakes and the guy with the goofy teeth and the fat Chinese guy? If you were not doing this, you would lost. Yeah, and dog, I've been fans for 15 years and I don't know why you lost it. You hang around these people, these scammers, these tragedy pimps, and this is what happens, dog. I don't want you to go down the road like this, okay? It's very upsetting. It's very upsetting, okay? This is my tip. My tip, okay? Okay? Wait till he answers that one. Let's have a look around Twitter. Let's see what we can find. There's got to be something going on that we haven't noticed. He's going to be like, what the fuck? Brandy Wine has been killing it. Who is this guy? Control yours. Oh, is this guy Craig? That's Craig. What else we got here? What is this? It's crazy how some people need poo. This is a pretty funny account right here. A new one. Have you guys seen this one? Oh, it's not going to show it. What's going on here? Why is this not going to do this? Oh. There's here goes Tony's thing. Oh, quick question. Did he recently send the grannies watching a cease and desist? Him, TikTok Tony? It looks like I got to enhance the view for you guys. Or is that just how it is when I'm scrolling? Is that any better? Well, yes, that's much better. Damage. Did he recently do this? Yeah, he did. So what I'm saying is, I've been gone for about a week, in and out. So this is like since the post anti-slap victory. Okay, all right. I kind of heard a little bit about that. What a moron. So I am behind on that. We'll let you guys catch me up on that. So I'm assuming that he did that because of her like being like this guy moving the assets, this and that, or what was the reasoning? I mean, which she can absolutely say. What was the reasoning about a week ago? What a moron. She just won, and then what a moron. Did she show it? Imagine demanding an apology. Did she show it? I'm sure she did. What is the name of that live of hers? I have to catch up on this. Is it the one that says this is what hiding assets? That's what I thought. Is that the one that says like the media, what the media should not do in a missing persons case? Is that the live? Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy as hell. Big mad. That is comical. Hiding assets. So he doesn't like that, does he? Alrighty. So what we're gonna do, for the simple fact that TikTok Tony actually sent her a cease and desist about hiding assets, is we're gonna have to conduct a parody about this. I'll get it out by tomorrow. I'm gonna go in the lab and I'm going to conduct a absolute parody of TikTok Tony about this whole situation, just to throw it in his fucking face, you know? Like, what a coward. What a coward. What a tell me you're mad without telling me you're mad. Tell me your ass hurt without telling me your butt hurts. You know what I mean? Like what a moron. What a dumb thing to do, right? What a dumb thing to do. I don't know what options barbecue and Granny have, right? But it looks like, if I understand it right, and I may say something off here, it looks like they can get to pick who they want to go after on all those names, right? And if it was me, I would absolutely be going after Tony. Just saying. But like, with that said, like, why would you, if somebody does get to pick or choose, right? Why would you want to piss the person off that can point the finger at you? Like, you got to be a moron. Holy shit, what a moron. He told her that it was over a deal. What a moron. She didn't show shit. I don't think her. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, gotcha. Yes, they will. That's absolutely true, IRS. That's absolutely true. I think she took it down. Okay. Gotcha. So I did miss that. I did hear that, but I didn't know if somebody was like, because this would be the second time she got one, correct? Didn't they send her one in the beginning? But all right, I'm all caught up on that, but that's crazy, man. Anyway, what an idiot, man. So he's big. Here it is. Unbreached Intelligence Agency. This is a pretty funny account right here. I'm just bullshit with you guys. I basically covered everything I wanted to cover, but we'll just fuck around on Twitter for a little bit. Here you go, Sane. Shout out to Sane. What's going on? At night, private intelligence. Implied threats for one, please. They represent a missing child. What does this say right here? So, hope knows no border, and either do we. So, at night posts to Tennessee, justice is coming. At night is a storm, you won't see weather. To those who watch in silence, we see you too. To those hiding, at night is expanding. You've done nothing. You guys have done nothing. You have done nothing. Like, abso-fucking-lutely nothing. Is renewing its call for public assistance in the effort to. You guys played this all the way wrong. What is this about right here? May 13th, they post this. What is this? Notice is hereby given the plaintiffs at night, Dwayne Chapman, blah, 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 Julia, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is so this is them saying that they're appealing it. Notice of appeal, yes. Notice of appeal. I don't even know how smart that is. I honestly don't even know how smart that is for them to do. Yeah, especially after hiding asset. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Did he really demand an apology? Is that real? Is that real life? Julie found the info and everyone talked about it. Wait a minute. Julie found the info and everyone talked about it, but only she got a cease and desist. That is extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. And that right there makes so much sense. That right there makes so much sense. So much sense. And you'll see in about a week. That makes so much sense. Granny, I mean, I truly understand. I got it. Yeah, I have actually. I actually have. They fucked up a lot. Yeah, I'm seeing this. Oh, did they? Pretty much. Okay, I didn't know that either. Didn't know this either. All right, let me ask you this. Is he under investigation for doing that? TikTok? Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, guys. Because they're lying. Yeah, that's crazy. We don't know yet. Gotcha. What a scumbag. I wish people would stick up for the shit like that. I got kind of pissed off with this whole case. Like there should be more YouTubers who stood up for them ladies. You know what I'm saying? During this whole thing. I saw like it got a little traction at the end with like their lawyers and stuff. But you just expect, man. YouTubers can be powerful at coming together on purposes like that. You don't have to like somebody or anything like that. If obviously someone's getting intimidated or done wrong or pushed into a point, legally, like you should absolutely come together and become the media, make the story. Y'all get the views on this. Like let the people know what's happening. And it's crazy that it's crazy that doesn't happen. I always try to do that. You know what I mean? Statement from at night, cybersecurity. Yeah, that's stupid shit right here. We already seen this dumbass fucking shit. Let's go to Nick's account. What's this moron been saying? What's he been talking about? He hasn't been saying nothing. And I'm going to show you what the probation officer told me. I'm sure it's still there. I'm going to show you what the probation officer told me. It should be his first post. People keep asking why I've been quiet lately. That's exactly what she told me. She says, she told me he's been quiet. What'd she say, babe? I can prove. Noelle, how did she word it? I can't tell you how I know, but I know. When she said that,
I can't tell you how I know or who what she learned about, but I can promise you that you know what I'm talking about.
So let me throw this at you guys. I actually want to tell you guys this. I need you guys' opinion on this, right? Follow me on this, right? Follow me on this, because there's something very wrong here. Follow me on this. And I have receipts on everything I'm saying. Okay, I'm being dead serious. I called the parole officer. And in the filing, right? In the filing, somewhere, are Nick's parole stipulations. As a matter of fact, I think I can do you one better. Give me a second. So I have a conversation with this woman and I say, hey, so first off, let's rewind. What is a stipulation? Stipulation is like if I'm on probation, which I've been on in the past, and they say, hey, you got to refrain from, drugs, blah, 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 drug test. So that'd be a stipulation, right? A stipulation of my probation would be like, I cannot, use drugs, blah, 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 right? Here it is right here. I do have it. Okay, bam, perfect. Okay, is this it? I want you guys, I like having receipts. Here, is this it right here? Yep, right here. Here it is right here. Christopher, Pennsylvania, special conditions. Here it is right here. Okay, cool. All right, so let me put that on the screen right now. So I'm finding this for this reason. So when I talked to this woman, I said, there's a stipulation of this guy's probation, right? And in it, it says no police contact, right? So this lady, his parole officer, told me that is not a stipulation. Yes, it is. Here's my thing. She said, no, that is not the correct information. So either this lady is lying to me because we can clearly see that it is, or she's just ignorant to the fact or doesn't know that stipulation, right? Which could be very possible because sometimes people have a lot of stipulations, right? Sometimes, there could be like there's so many stipulations. How could you remember them for everybody, right?
Oh no, it's not me, it's so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I promise I don't want to go back to the crazy bullshit lying stories. Why even manipulating her? And she's not smart enough to know who she's dealing with.
So what I'm telling you guys is somebody's lying here. It is a stipulation, okay? And I specifically brought this up, and I could even, if I was forced to prove that those words were said, I could probably find a recording, allegedly, hypothetically, and for educational purposes. I could prove everything I'm saying right now. Because it was a good thing when she asked me not to record her multiple times that I didn't, right? It's a good thing I didn't. But it's amazing that my Amazon doorbell was running the whole time and the camera was on. But tell me how I tell this lady specifically about the stipulation. She says, no, that is misinformation. You have it wrong. And then goes down to say, she kept referring the other lady that called as if that lady was linked to me or I knew who that was. I didn't know who the fuck that was. Finally, I'm like, ma'am, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm calling you. But apparently someone else had brought that up as well, right? So either this lady's lying or she clearly doesn't understand that that's a stipulation. Why is that important? Because if she knew that it was, and she's being truthful, that is a direct violation of parole. 100,000%. Why would she be lying for him though? Now here's the thing. Let me finish. She goes on to tell me that she knows that it's not Nick doing everything. It's someone else, she says. And she even goes to, she like stands on 10 toes on this. She's like, I can't tell you how I know. So when you go to his profile, people are wondering why I've been quiet for a while. Something happened where there was a conversation between those two. And if you go back to this case, Nick was actively posting things about it. It's at some point, I believe that there was a conversation between parole officer and Nick, and he stopped. Has DuBois do it, right? But what I cannot wrap my head around, people, is when we're looking at something in black and white, when we can read our own stipulations, right? Why is the person telling me that it's incorrect information? Like, that's not true. This is what the judge said. It is your job to enforce it. It's just very strange. It's very strange. I will even, huh?
How much effort, like paperwork?
A lot of paperwork. A lot of paperwork. You got to basically start writing a warrant. It's a lot of paperwork. You got to get approval from a judge. You got to get in contact with the clerk of courts, the sheriff's office. Yeah, you're basically starting a warrant when you violate somebody's probation. And then there's back. Yeah, that's a lot of paperwork. You got to do their PSI, all types of shit. Yes, but outspoken anxiety, that's the thing. She's like, I know it's not him. She's like, if you have this is what she did tell me. She said, if there's a protection order made against them, absolutely call me, and that's a whole different ballgame. Or if it's police report. But she's like, I know it's not him. And what I'm telling you guys, like I could literally play you, I could literally lay it out for you guys. Like, I'm telling you all this happened, and it's not the first time I'm talking about this, because I'm asking you guys, like, is this weird? Is there an agreement between these two? Like, why is she lying for him? Or does she honestly not know? Can you find the 30-second clip of me saying that? Sure, play it. I don't give a fuck. Let the internet figure it out. You know what I'm saying? People be sending shit everywhere. Shit, man. Shit. Let it go to her boss. I mean, it's not our fault that we, it's not our fault that we listened to her and didn't record her. But I mean, I forgot that the Amazon doorbell was running. Did you remember the camera? You know what I mean? Yeah. So listen, guys, just for proof reasons, I'm gonna play this for you. You have it, right? Just
what part would you like?
Specifically when I'm asking her about that, the stipulation part. Well, yeah, because look, man, what was this on the screen? People have done good homework. People that I trust on X and stuff, they've done great work, a lot of work on this, and for you not to, we have here we have the parolee, we have a witness. And the parole officer. I just would like you guys to hear this, because it's almost like I'm sitting on this by myself. Like, I don't want to say that, she's lying for him. What would be the, This is Jay for Justice. This is Jay's. This is comical. Joint Justice.
They did. I think they did good for her, and some others didn't do bad ones. They look pretty.
This is comical. Mom mentoring. This is what this is Granny. This is Bish I Talk. This is Trish. Trish Talks, I think. So yeah, I mean, he's on parole, but obviously doesn't work because he's 24/7 playdate for Hong. Her being lazy because a violation means her doing paperwork to pick him up. Can we put up a different flyer instead of that shitty flyer? Also, Barbecue did not. Also, Barbecue did put a restraining order on Nick recently. Good for her. Good for her. Good for her. Laziness, corruption. I don't know what. I don't know. Yeah, I know you do, Straight Talker, and I know most people that most of my supporters know if I say something, then it's 100%, there. I try to be as real as possible with y'all, but it's not really about proving anything like that. My thing is, man, like, you got somebody, man, that literally is not doing their job for some odd reason. It's weird. I'm trying to listen over there. She got it now. It's just strange, guys. I don't understand it at all. Maybe I should I feel like she's covered up with the dude. I feel like hey, babe, pause it for a second. Where are you at? What is there, like a time on it, a time frame or something, a timestamp?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find where she shuts up and lets you ask the question.
All right, all right. I mean, he's on parole, but obviously he doesn't work. I saw that one. Nick has not changed and will not continue to escalate his antics and stuff. Trisha Talks, yeah, I saw it. But just for proof-wise, before I jump off this thing, I want you guys to hear this because, there's so much to say, but if she would do her job, do you honestly think, like, if she did her job, then people could harass the Proud Foots at all? Hell no. I think it's right there, babe.
Yeah, I have to get before we can do this twice before back. 30 seconds and I might fucking switch anyway. Hold on, I'll get to it.
Can you guys hear that in the background at all? So why she finding this? So originally I wanted to, the reason I brought this up to her is I wanted to email her some of the stuff I put on the screen and others, right? And then kind of like, I don't expect her to be in our world in the, keeping up with lives and everything that's been said. Look, I just said I was gone for like about a week out of here, right? And you guys are like, holy shit, white boy, you're so behind. And it's true. If you miss a day, you're behind. A week, holy shit. So imagine like coming in brand new, right? So essentially, I asked her this. And this all comes because they started fucking with the wells and want and incorporate Summer with their fuck shit. This is why I called, okay? And I just think there's something weird. There's something fishy. There's something not right with the answer that I got. It doesn't make any sense. There's no way that this lady does not know his stipulations. And even if it was one, it wasn't one time she was asked about this or somebody called her about this.
You might want to press play and then hold on. I have to raise the volume too. Press play and stop it. Press play and stop. When you do different parts, because right now she's talking about how the judge says he can do what he wants.
saying,
Around 506. My finger must have pushed it back again.
you did. That's the beginning. 506.
Here, yeah, go towards like 506 ish. There's.
I am, but just so you understand correctly, all that is a separate thing. That whole case, what you just said, the hearing is a whole different missing child, a whole different thing. No, it's not. It's right here around here.
I think it's towards the.
So, I am, but just so you understand correctly, all that is a separate thing. That
The
whole,
last 10 minutes.
well, you know what I'm saying. So all I'm gonna say is, I understand you, man, and I know you get a lot of phone calls, and that's probably frustrating, but I'll react because
Let me come forward to.
it's that's you have the wrong time.
End. I know.
A little bit.
She's saying that the protections were used.
Yeah. This, a little bit, but where's the part of where I asked about the damn?
I'm looking for it. She said that was the one.
Yeah.
You want that part?
Yeah. If the tip Matt called in was just real, still. Huh.
Yeah.
This is where I'm like, here's why how the explanation that it's not him. This, well, when he is the head of an organization and other members in that organization are actively posting, it's attached. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna go ahead and just go to the police on this. Hold on, this is all over, babe. Sorry. I don't know. Anyway, it's it's my Amazon doorbell stuff, but it's I don't know. It's on there somewhere. I'm not gonna play the whole freaking thing as long, but yeah, it's just wild. I don't know how somebody doesn't know that. Like you can't tell somebody who has the stipulations, right? You can FOIA request anything. You can find anybody's probation stipulations, parole stipulations, in anybody, right? And it's crazy, and that's judge's orders, right? But it clearly says in there, right? No law enforcement, no third parties, like all that. It says a lot more than that too. Basically saying like this is all a facade. You can't be an intelligence agency. You can't even work with the police. Like Dog the Bounty Hunter, he can't even arrest anybody. If he arrests somebody, he get an assault charge, right? He can't do that. I can never do that because
what's a citizen's arrest?
He's a violent felon. He can never. A citizen's arrest is like if
I see you snatch someone's thing and I come and I walk you in the head with something.
Yeah.
I sit on your back
If-
and hold you down.
Yeah.
Am I going to jail for helping
No.
an old lady?
No, not at all. Especially if it's an older lady. No, they just had a kid go viral for that.
Charges, like, or what can he fucking do? Like,
Neither one of them can do anything.
Can
There's only a small group. Anyway, just think if.
you plug this into your computer to charge so it doesn't die?
Mm-hmm.
You're at.
But yeah, all right, y'all. I'm gonna jump off here. Somewhere in there, it's says she says it. I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
I'll find the clip on the video.
Maybe I'll find it. Be better prepared next time. I don't know why my comments just froze up. Can't see nothing. But all right, I'm gonna jump off this thing, man. I've been on. I try to keep them 2 hours or less. Just catching up with everybody. Be on the lookout for the TikTok Tony cease and desist parody. I'm gonna think of something. I will think of something, and it'll probably drop tomorrow.
You know, he can't change what he's doing. You're just doing it a different way. So he's probably logging into someone else's account.
Of course.
Have a fake Hong account.
I can't see no comments. Or the last one is this.
Running Bears at the tip.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So I'm good. All right. And if you catch us on the replay, man, I will upload all the links that I showed. But it's basically quiet streets. You got TBI giving us a little confirmation about summer, which is always awesome. You got quiet green team. It's comical with Tony. I cannot wait to roast his ass now. And then you have I didn't get to the Diddy trial, but it is what it is. Maybe next time, do a video.
If you want to do it tonight, vote for more people.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm jumping off. Y'all be safe, man. Be easy up there. Send me some shit. And if you know, how do I word this? If you are watching this and feel that lady is protecting that guy or something, absolutely reach out. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something weird there, y'all. I can't figure it out. All right, y'all. Peace. What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe to my clip channel at White Boy Radio Clips, and in the description box is the link to be a member. Become a member if you can. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay safe, stay smart. Peace.